Don't call me Uncle Psychic!
Mr. Psychic's house. Wow, how inviting. I really want to meet this guy. Hello everyone, I am ThirdMarioBrother. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon HeartGold. In the last episode, we caught ourselves a Suicune. Finally, after it teasing us the entire game and running away over and over and over, Eugene gave us a tip that it would be atop a hilly place, which we went to, and captured Kirkland. The beautifully and aptly named Suicune. So, today we're going to be doing the final of our preparations before we head off to the next gym here in Kanto, which starts with Uncle Psychic's house here in Saffron City. So, if you guys are excited to catch yet another amazingly rare Pokemon in today's episode, please make sure to leave a like on the video down below. With that, let's go ahead and head into Uncle Psychic's house and call him what he doesn't want to be called. And you look like a fisherman more than a psychic. I got it! You wanted this! And we get ourselves TM29, and I cannot believe that I didn't pick this up until now, because TM29 is Psychic, which might lower the target's special defense, and it is way more powerful a Psychic-type move than Extra Sensory, which we have been using on the Scrambler so far. So, it's a little bit late because we couldn't actually use this in the Poison-type gym, but no, I don't want to give the CD to him. Like, hey, just hold this. It could make you way stronger, but I just want you to hold it. We're gonna go ahead and teach Psychic to the Scrambler. Ooh, Blackberry can learn it too, actually. But no, Scrambler's gonna go ahead and learn Psychic because he has been our go-to Psychic-type Pokemon for the duration of this adventure, and we are going to increase... Oh, wow. Extra Sensory's 80 power? Huh, I didn't know it was that high. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of Extra Sensory in place of Psychic. Or, did I say that right? I have no idea. I don't know how to speak English, but we're gonna teach the Scrambler Psychic, and there we go. Got an even better Psychic move. Thank you so much to the viewer who pointed that out, because I kept forgetting that for so long. But that's not the only business we have here in Saffron City. If you remember, this over here is the Copycat girl's house. So let's go ahead and talk to her. She has finally become relevant to us. So, if you guys remember, last time we had a very big pink Clefairy doll that looked oh so cute and squishy and huggable on the table, but this time... Hi, I heard that you lost your cherished Pokédoll. If I find it, you'll give me a Magnet Train Pass? I'll go find it for you. You think you lost it when you went to Vermilion City? Pardon? I shouldn't decide what you should do, but I'm really worried. What if someone finds it? Bah! I like how I gave myself a voice that's different than my regular voice. What does that even mean? What the heck am I doing? But like she said, she thinks she lost her Clefairy doll when she was in Vermilion City, and if we get it back to her, we will get a Magnet Train Pass. Also, there's something very minor that I forgot in Vermilion City that I was like one single A button press away from that I would like to apologize for. I can't remember if anybody pointed it out or not. Thank you so much if you did. But here over in the Pokemon Fan Club, we can go ahead and talk to this guy.
I'm the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. I raised over 100 fussy when it comes to Pokemon. Did you hear what's about my Pokemon? Good. My precious Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, adorable, irresistible, plus amazing. Don't you think so? So wild, beautiful. It's got hooves that go cloppity, cloppity, clop in the night. Hug it. It's warm and cuddly. Oh, I'd like to be on fire, though, because it's made of fire. Simply divine. I treasure it. Oops, look at the time. I've kept you too long.
I'm just sitting here sleeping in the corner. But either way, he will give you a rare candy if you go ahead and listen to his story. And it's very...
I prefer making my Pokemon stronger by battling so you can have it.
So do I. Not sure if I'm going to use that, actually, but we'll see. You can get yourself a rare candy very easily by doing that. And this dude is way too obsessed with Clefairy because he's got a doll and a statue. Soon he's going to have a bust over there, and then a figurine, and then some Clefairy trading cards. So what do you got?
I love Clefairy, but I can never catch one, so I'm making do with a Pokeball that I found.
What? The girl who lost this Pokeball is sad.
Okay, could you take this Pokeball back?
God. What is up with my words today? I'll befriend a real Clefairy on my own one day. Aw, he's building up confidence to approach the Clefairy that he's looked up to for so long. That's awesome, dude. You watch, I'm going to get a real Clefairy as my friend. That's a little bit weirdly obsessive, but either way, we went ahead and got that Pokédoll back, and whoa, who is that? Hi, my name is Steven, the champion from the Hoenn region. Whoa, way to pull out the brag right out front. Jeez, dude. Have we met before? That's not possible. All the trainers I battled seem to have the same look anyway. Jeez, man. The fourth wall. Especially the ones who gave me tough battles. By the way, have you heard of a Pokemon called Latias? I'm investigating why Latias, a Pokemon from Hoenn, decided to leave Hoenn to come here. Latias is a Pokemon that has a lot to do with Soul Dew, like a gem-like orb. Considering the fact that Latias is now in Kanto, it is possible to assume that this has to do with the Soul Dew. Latias is a Pokemon that travels a great distance. It'll be difficult to find without any machine to track it with, but any trainer will be drawn to it, won't they? I must go. May our journeys cross again. And that was a very mystical, weird, and cocky conversation. Thank you for that, Steven, the greatest champion of all time. I love you so much. Ah! But yes, it looks like Latias is on our radar now, so let's go ahead and keep a lookout for that. For now, though, we have a bigger, fatter issue to deal with. Well, first, we're going to go ahead and give this Pokédoll back to this girl over here, sitting in her house. I don't know why she couldn't just go down to Vermilion herself. I guess she'd probably end up putting on some sort of disguise, some copycat thing. Maybe dress up like that Blissey and just roll into the Pokemon Fan Club. And that'd be bad, because some old man or some fat dude might capture you and cherish you forever. That'd be weird. Yay, that's my Clefairy Pokédoll. See the tear right where the arm is sewn on? That's proof. I could have just gotten a new one and just ripped the arm, but either way. Okay, I'll give you this Magnet Train Pass as I promised, and there we go, in exchange for that Pokédoll, which unfortunately we had to give up, even though it's so cute. We get a Magnet Train Pass. You show it at the ticket gate to get on the Magnet Train. The rail company man that gave me that when they tore down our old house for the station. And that will allow us to commute between Kanto. Oh, it moved! It's a real Banette! Oh god! That's scary. Jeez, that's an actual Pokemon? Okay, I had no idea. It's a flower-like Pokédoll. It's a Cherrim Pokédoll. This is a nose-like Pokédoll. It's a nose-pass Pokédoll. Nose-like? That's so weird. But yeah, now we can commute between Kanto and Johto, I think, anytime that we want, because if we wanted to take the SS Aqua between Olivine City and Vermilion City before, we had to wait until like a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. And that was just one whole big annoying ordeal that I was not having. So, let's go ahead and head back to Vermilion City, because the last thing we're going to do in this episode, and yes, it's going to take some time, so it will be the last thing, is capture ourselves a once-in-a-lifetime Pokemon. So, let's go ahead and heal up first. Just kidding, haha, fooled you guys. You thought I was gonna skip over a step that we have to do. I actually remember this as I was in the Pokemon Center in Vermilion, but there is one thing that we have to do before we can capture that ultra-rare Pokemon that we're looking at, and wow, that is a biker gang if I have ever seen one. Screw that, dude. That is not what a 10-year-old should be getting himself into, so we're gonna go ahead and ignore those guys for the moment, see if we can't get around these trainers too. Ah, dang it, they caught us. No, looks like we're gonna have ourselves a double battle. Do I look weak? Don't make me laugh. When I'm with Lulu, I've got 100 times more courage. Mo and I make a great pair. You should prepare yourself. Ha, get it, pair? Prepare. As I'm eating a pear, and I have a pair of underwater on. Oh god, please, it's my dream to be a comedian. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and go out with Lambchop and Noodle, apparently. I kind of don't want to be leveling up Noodle anymore, but that's a-okay. I suppose it doesn't matter. I do want to test out Noodle's Earthquake, but that's probably a bad idea when we've got an electric Pokemon on the field who would soak that up like not like a sponge. Actually, it would soak that up like what doesn't soak things up? A piece of cheese, I guess. Or a noodle. No, noodles do soak things up. Man, this is just one awkward analogy. Lambchop would faint if we use Earthquake, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So let's just go ahead and take these guys out with relative ease. Gain all that experience, and there go Mo and Lulu. Destroyed their dreams. Wah! Wah! In short, you're just too strong. Don't you misunderstand this? It's not that Mo's weak, it's that you're too strong. You know what? I will take that, man. It's compliments. It's compliments that make the world go round, and not insults. And old men, they also make the world go round, I guess. I am but a gentleman stopped on the road. Would you care to join me in a quick contest? Oh, he called it a contest. You know for sure he's a gentleman. I was gonna say, you don't get to decide if you're a gentleman, but if you got a briefcase, one of those stopwatches with the chain thingies, which I have always wanted for absolutely no discernible reason, and you call it a contest and not a battle, you, sir, are a gentleman. So let's go ahead and use Thunderbolt on this Growlithe. And by the way, Lambchop's out front right now, but I wanted to know your guys' opinion. Should we teach Lambchop Charge Beam in place of Charge? I feel like we're never really going to use Charge, and even if we do, it would be better just getting off some damage on the same turn that we use it. And whoa, $9,000! Stopping in the road for a battle isn't rude. No matter what, I am a gentleman first. Alright, you're starting to sound a little bit cocky there, dude. Hey, let's go ahead and grab an apricorn, because we haven't shaken one of these trees. Shaking it like we just don't care in it. It doesn't work. But, yeah, let's grab that apricorn just cuz. And here we are in Lavender Town, one of my favorite, cities as far as, like, fan stuff goes from 1st gen. Oh man, the music is so changed. I actually haven't heard the Lavender Town theme from HeartGold and Soul Silver in a long time, but if we come over here, you guys remember probably from first gen that this was the cemetery here in Lavender Town, but now it is Kanto Radio Station. Your best loved shows on air around the clock, which means they dug up the graves of like 500 Pokemon and just dumped them somewhere, probably in the mountains, like in the middle of nowhere, so that they could erect their radio stations and play like Rush Limbaugh and country music or whatever. Capitalism. Ah, so you're the Brian who solved the power plant's problem. Thanks to you, I never lost my job. I tell you, you're a real lifesaver. Please take this as my thanks. And this is the director of the radio station who will upgrade your Pokegear and allow you to access more radio stations, meaning now we can listen to Ariana Grande and Adele and Beethoven at the same time. Feel free to look around anywhere on this floor. Yeah, that's how things work. Hey there! I am the Super Music Director. I'm responsible for the gorgeous melodies that go out over the air. Don't be square, grab your music off the air. That was lame. At least you don't produce music. Can we talk to this guy? What do you got going on? Sorry, but you can only tour the ground floor. Ever since Johto's radio tower was taken over by a criminal gang, we have had to step up our security. Apparently radio was like a big business here. Many people are hard at work here in the radio tower. Me, I'm staring at the wall. Yo, aren't these plants pretty? They must be doing their best to put on good shows. Who are you? Do you even work here? Are you just chilling? I have no idea. Either way, now that we've gotten that, we can head back to Vermilion City, so I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, and back here in Vermilion City, we are ready to take on the Pokemon that I have been talking about for way too long now, who's gonna be over here off to the east toward Diglett Cave, if you guys know Kanto's geography at all. So, over here, we've got Diglett Cave, and right in front of it, we have got a big, fat, drooling, disgusting Snorlax, and you couldn't do anything about this thing. In fact, even right now, there's a large Pokemon sleeping peacefully. It looks so content. May as well ruin its day, why not? You can't do anything about this thing until you have that upgrade on your Pokegear, because there is a very unique radio station here, which is... where is it? Pokemon Talk? No. Pokemon Search Party, Pokemon Music. Pokeflute, there it is. Go ahead and turn on your Pokeflute. Whoops. How do I do this? There we go. Get out of here with our Pokeflute on, and this will awaken the Snorlax. The Snorlax opened its eyes wide. It was having a beautiful dream about cake and muffins and frosting, but we ruined its day, so this thing is angry. And this thing, when it's angry, is not anything to be messed with. This Snorlax has a crazy, crazy high physical attack stat, and some crazy, crazy powerful moves. One of its moves is Block, but the other one is, oh, there it was, Giga Impact. Thank the 9 for that sand attack, dude, because that Giga Impact has a base power of, what is it, 120, 150, something ridiculous like that, and it's a normal type move, and it's physical, so with that stab and with everything, that is going to do a ton of damage, even to our extremely defensive Blackberry. So, what I'm going to do here is use a couple sand attacks on this guy, because he is inevitably going to take forever to catch, because this thing is annoying. Not only because of its moveset, it's got Giga Impact, I believe, Crunch, Block, there's Block. Oh no, we got blocked. Please unblock. Thank you, admin. But, what was the fourth move? I don't remember. Rollout, maybe? Something like that? Yep, there it is, Rollout. Luckily, it doesn't have Rest, so it can't restore all of its HP on one turn, but it can, however, restore a little bit of HP every turn, because this thing has got the most annoying item in the world, which is Leftovers, meaning it is going to restore some HP every single turn that it's out here, and oh my god, it's so annoying. Oh my god, we're blocked, so we can't switch out. That is annoying. That, my friends, is very, very mucho annoying. So let's go ahead and hit this thing with a couple paybacks, I guess. Maybe Dark Pulse would be a better idea, because payback is going to do, like, no damage. Yeah. Oh, and this thing's got a whole bunch of sand attacks up, so it's going to take a long time to get rid of Blackberry. Man, that is annoying, actually. I didn't think we were going to run into this problem, but I guess let's go ahead and Dark Pulse it. That does barely any more damage, and it's going to cause it to flinch. So what I want this thing to do, actually, right now, is take Blackberry out. Luckily, it's not -6 accuracy. I believe I got it to -4 or 5 or something. I wasn't exactly counting. But let's just go ahead and smack this thing with a couple paybacks, I guess. Do as much damage as we possibly can before it takes us out, inevitably. Because one of these Giga Impacts is going to have to hit. I think I put us in too good of a situation, but I don't know, man. Look at Snorlax, man. He looks like he's nodding off right now, too. Look at his little paw feet. He's so cute, dude. So gigantic and terrifying, and you know, could probably murder you in a second if he wanted to, but he's just so cute. He just wants to eat and sleep, and this is my spirit Pokemon, actually. If I were a Pokemon, I would be Snorlax, because those are my two favorite hobbies, eating and sleeping, in no particular order, by the way. I have no discrimination against eating and no discrimination against sleeping, because both are amazing activities, in my opinion. I hate to throw it back to the Pokemon anime again, but I remember the episode, I actually have it on VHS still. I think it's like right behind me as I'm in my room right now. Wake Up Snorlax is the episode that I was introduced to Snorlax in, because there's a Snorlax like in the middle of the forest or whatever, and he's just sleeping, he's blocking the way, and there's some village or something that's like overgrown with vines, and they have to like take out all the vines or something because it's like blocking a river, and so there's a drought and everybody's gonna die or something. So they wake up the Snorlax and he eats like 38 billion pounds of vines, and that is some fiber, man. He got his veggies on that day, and then he just goes back to sleep, and it's so hilarious, man. Plus there's this really weird old hermit dude in that episode who reminds me of, oh god, who does he remind me of? He reminds me of some character from like video game or something, but there's a really old, weird, hippie hermit dude who probably just sits around and plays his poke flute and asks strangers for money and smokes pot all day or something, now that I think about it. But he was such a hilarious character, just his design. He reminds me of somebody in Rayman. That was it. Yeah, because he's got like hair covering himself, and he's got that big fat nose and all that type of stuff. Yeah, that was it. He was totally a Rayman character. But either way, let's go ahead and pay back this Snorlax once again. And this is not exactly the favorable condition that I was looking for at the outset of this battle. Hopefully we don't get a critical hit or anything on this thing, because that would be really annoying. But yeah, this Snorlax has leftovers, so make sure that you have a Pokemon that can do like a little bit of damage to it. Make sure you don't come packing only Pokemon. Oh, finally it got something. Will this kill us? No, that barely did anything. Blackberry, you're too strong. Dang it, man. And I think it's at a Giga Impact PP too, because it only has like 5 or something like that. So that's a little bit annoying. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, make sure you have something that can inflict just a little bit of damage each turn, or else you're gonna have a bad time with this here Snorlax. So I guess let's just go ahead and start chucking Ultra Balls at it. I really want to switch into the Scrambler and start using Yawns, or at least into Lamb Chop and get a Paralysis off on this thing, because gonna be a little bit annoying to catch if we don't have a status condition. And I thought, as I was saying that it was gonna get caught in that ball. That would have been amazing, Snorlax. That would have been beautiful. And you know what I just realized? Oh god. Snorlax is like the glutton Pokemon, right? His thing is eating, and our entire team is named after food. Oh lord. We're doomed, guys! This is the bane of our team's existence. It's gonna eat our entire team. Oh god. Luckily we have those sand attacks up, so it can't tenderize our Blackberry, make it into a nice smoothie, and drink it down. You know, if I were Snorlax, I would be going on that all-vegan diet, man, because sleeping and eating's all cool or whatever, but you gotta get your priorities in order, man. It ain't healthy sitting there at 9 billion trillion pounds. I understand loving to eat, and I understand that whole struggle, but I don't think that sleeping and eating all types of McDonald's and Burger King all day is your best bet. But speaking of best bets, probably the best way to make this fight less annoying is to teach one of your Pokemon Thief and steal this thing's leftovers. And I was thinking about teaching it to Blackberry just temporarily, but I don't think that's a good idea because it's a move that we're never, ever, ever going to use. So, outside of this battle, I mean. So, I decided against that, and I didn't really want to bother with, like, having to teach it to another Pokemon, because that would have been annoying, trying to bring a really low-level Pokemon into a Snorlax fight, and probably getting absolutely obliterated in one hit, although this thing is doing no damage to us right now. So, is it gonna use... God, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to cut until this thing kills Blackberry, or we struggle ourselves to death, because this is getting annoying. I will be right back. Okay, there we go. It used a crunch. Blackberry finally fainted, and now we can get out to the Scrambler and finally start using Yawns on this thing. Luckily, it doesn't have Rest. You would think that a wild Snorlax, who all it does is rest, would know the move Rest, but it doesn't, so it can't restore all of its HP at once, which I think I said before. So, let's put this thing back to sleep. And wouldn't it be funny if this just, like, ended the battle and it went back to sleep on the route or something? But no, that's not what happens. Instead, it's just going to, put the little baby to sleep, you know, and he is going to be restoring some health. Scrambler has pretty powerful attacks, so I don't want to use any attacks on it just yet, so let's just go ahead and chuck an Ultra Ball at this thing. 37 should do it, because this thing as you guys can see, is not a legendary Pokemon. Many may speak of it in the legends, but it is not. What? Really? Didn't even have to put it to sleep. Yo, this Snorlax was like, alright, I give up. I'm getting tired. Let's just get in the ball. As long as you feed me, I'll be happy. That's awesome. We didn't even put him to sleep. Which is really ironic, considering this is the sleeping Pokemon. What sounds like its cry may actually be its snores or the rumblings of its hungry belly. God, a belly that is that hungry, that is ridiculous. So what are we gonna name this thing? Jeez. You know what? I have had the strangest craving to play a Paper Mario game recently, so I'm gonna go ahead and name this dude after a very intimidating enemy from that game. We're gonna name him Tubba. Where's that capital at? Tubba Blubba. Yeah, man, that is someone I haven't thought about in a while. Oh no, it doesn't fit! Tubba Blub. Good enough. I dig Tubba Blub, who is the master of our team because he could eat us all at once. Blackberries, noodles, Gatorade, that is a mere snack for Tubba Blub. But either way, we caught ourselves a Snorlax in this episode. And that is the only Snorlax in the entire game, so I figured why not go ahead and catch it. It's not exactly a legendary Pokemon, but it is very important, if you want to complete the game, that you catch that thing there. So, we got ourselves a Snorlax in this episode, and as you guys know, we only have 3 badges here left in the Kanto region. So, next time, we're gonna stop messing around and we are gonna head off toward Pewter City with my favorite Kanto gym leader, Brock, and try to get the next badge. And I hope you guys are as excited for that as I am. If you enjoyed the video and haven't already, please make sure to leave a like down below. I really appreciate it. It really helps out. I love all your faces. I just want to squeeze them. Squeeze your little chubby, Tubba Blubby cheeks. Either way, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys tune in next time when we face off against Brock. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys then.